And I'm RJ Choppy. He's by belt. Peyton is here. Aiden is here. Nick Harris is long gone. Sean's back tomorrow?
Yeah, he is going to be back tomorrow. We've also got rave reviews for Ron Slavin, the NFL agent that we just spoke to from Lyft Sports Management. So very strong reviews on the fan text from everybody who just heard that interview. So if you didn't get a chance to catch it, wait till our show is over. And during KNC, you can use the rewind feature.
Yes.
During KNC.
During KNC.
Not during us.
Not during us. I mean, if you did do it during us, I mean, that's fine, I suppose. Yes. But make sure you come back. What's going on in the red zone?
Breaking news from Adam Schefter. And this was expected. We knew this was coming. But it is now official. The switch has been flipped. What did Drake say? I just flipped the switch.
I just flipped the switch. Flip.
There you go. Cowboys have now officially restructured the contracts of Dak Prescott and Tyler Smith, creating $47 million in cap room per Field Yates and Adam Schefter. He says, Schefter does, that they are still expected to restructure CeeDee Lamb's contract to help get cap compliant. Because you got to remember, they're going to bust the budget here. But this isn't just about busting the budget. This is also about compliance. This is about just fitting things where they need to be. So that's going to be this is just to get them financially stable where they're supposed to be. It's not a huge deal. They build in these switches on purpose. This isn't like they gotta pull a parachute here. This was built in here to be used in this way. So this frees up some space for them, and more probably coming ahead of free agency so that they can start spending a little more significantly, especially while George Pickens is on the tag.
Okay, so I guess the question always is with this is, this does what to tomorrow?
Right now it's just getting them to the point where they're not in the red.
Yeah, but this gets kicked down the road. The concern is they're always going to pay for it later.
So it depends on how much they're because it says $47 million from both of them. So I don't know how much. It hasn't been specified yet how much they restructured on Tyler, how much they restructured on Dak. But it's similar then to the signing bonus where it gets spread out over it basically becomes a bonus. You apply it as a bonus.
Yeah.
And then you're taking that contract. So it could be, let's say Tyler Smith is making $20 million and the veteran minimum salary is $1 million. Then you can take $19 million of his salary and say, we're paying this as a signing bonus.
Right.
And now we are able to spread that out over the life of the contract. So when you hear guys have a 6-year deal with 2 void years on it, those 2 void years on the back are just accounting years. That's all they are. They're not actually being used. They're not under contract for that. But the idea is that the NFL allows you to spread a signing bonus charge. They allow you to prorate it over 5 years. You can spread it out over a maximum of 5 years. So the current year you're in and the next 4. Well, if your contract is 3 years, then, you can only spread it out over 3 years. And so then you're getting bigger cap numbers. So teams have gotten creative with it. And even if you have a 3-year deal, they will throw 2 void years on the back.
Yeah.
So that when they restructure, they can lessen the burden now. The problem is that when you cut somebody, all of those remaining charges in future years accelerate and land on your cap right then. And so you have to take the brunt of it whenever you do it. So a lot of teams will just do their cap management, look ahead, and I know this can get a little heady and confusing at times, but basically it's just an accounting trick.
Yeah.
And Dak and Tyler Smith had contracts that were built to allow them to do this, to allow them to flip switches like this.
I mean, I'm fine with doing this. They need the money. They need the cap money. They got to find a way to spend.
Are you fine with them doing more than just getting compliant, though? Because they are going to flip more switches to be able to spend now.
I don't like flipping every switch. I don't like doing it too much. I generally don't like doing it at all.
They're going to go buy a new couch and put it on credit. That's what they're going to do.
I generally don't like that, but we are to the point where they need to speed up the clock a little bit.
Yeah, because it's all going to be relying on, you don't know what purgatory you're landing.
Right.
When Troy Aikman's time ended, I don't think they expected that it would be 7 years before they'd find a quarterback.
Well, I mean, they need to prepare for it.
No, I know, but I don't think they thought it. You never know.
You never know. Maybe next year.
It shouldn't have been this way, but they thought they addressed it with Quincy Carter. They didn't. Like there were different times. So I'm saying you can think you've addressed it. Minnesota thought they addressed their quarterback issue, and now they may be staring at signing Kirk Cousins back again.
I'll say this: with the moment that Dak is done, okay, the very next draft needs to be a quarterback in the first round. It doesn't need to be they go out and they find the next Darnold or Geno or whatever, or Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield. Just go out and draft a quarterback. Do it the right way. Do it the way that this is the second longest stretch of not drafting a quarterback in the first round is this football team. The longest stretch is New Orleans. Now, they haven't had to.
But, yeah, when
they also did have to. They did. They needed to draft a quarterback in the first round in 1999 and 2000.
In 2016, they tried.
They tried. Yeah, they tried.
So you had the top guys went, which were Wentz and Goff. And then they tried to trade back into the first round to get Lynch, and they couldn't. Thank God. And then they got Dak. Now, Dak was not supposed to be the solution. It was like, well, I guess we just got to take a quarterback.
Right.
But he hit. And so you haven't needed to draft a quarterback in the first round yet. What age do you start looking at, I've got to draft a quarterback in the first round?
Honestly, personally, I wait.
You wait until what? Until he's done?
I wait until he's done.
Well, then they don't need to draft one. When you say they need to draft, they haven't needed to draft one.
As soon as he's done, they need to draft. Because, they didn't draft.
I thought you would want to be bad for a year. You'd want him to be done, be bad for a year, and then draft. I thought that's how you want to.
Yeah, I want him to be done. I want to start Joe Milton for a year.
So they had seamless Romo to Dak.
Right.
So they didn't
get
need
the benefit,
to do it.
Right. They didn't need to do it. And they didn't get the benefit of Dak's rookie deal either because they still had Romo on the books. But, between Aikman and Romo, I mean, instead of going down the Vinny, Bledsoe, Drew Henson,
that did not go the way.
They should have drafted a quarterback in the first round.
But, again, like we've talked about, Minnesota thought they solved it. Arizona thought they addressed it with Josh Rosen.
And then Kyler.
And then they moved him to get Kyler, and we're like, oh, we've got an even better option here. Both of them missed. So when you have the quarterback, regardless of how everybody wants to nitpick or anybody who's not a fan of his, you've got a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with. Like you can build a team good enough around this quarterback, because not every team has that.
No, there's probably 12 to 15 teams.
So you are fortunate. You are in a fortunate, and I think they recognize that, and they recognize we're coming up near the end of this, and we don't know when we're going to find our next guy. We may think we're going to get a chance to throw a dart in the first round or whatever, but there's no guarantee. Like, we could be drafting Justin Fields, who doesn't work out. You could be drafting J.J. McCarthy, who doesn't work out. You could be drafting Zach Wilson. I would have felt so great if I was a Jets fan when they took Zach Wilson. I would have. Or where did he go first? Did he go? Yeah, he was Jets initially. I would have felt on cloud nine, like quarterback issue solved, and would have felt so certain about that, and it blew up.
Yeah.
And so when you've got the quarterback in hand and you've got reliably probably 3 years, maybe he goes longer, that'd be great. Maybe it even ends shorter. That's also a possibility. You can't rule that out. But when you've got reliably probably 3 years of, hey, he's still a guy you can win with, they've got to open it up. And so I think that's why they're saying, let's shift some stuff around. Let's not just be cap compliant. Let's create some spending money. Let's create some margins so that we can go out and add the guys for Christian Parker's defense, so that we can go add a Nakobe Dean, so we can kick the tires on Trey Hendrickson, so we can potentially sign one of these top corners like Alontae Taylor, who's not like very top tier, but is one of the top ones available on the market. Cover your bases, go into the draft with 2 picks, and let's set this right. And maybe you would want to use some of that money on Max Crosby.
Okay.
Who's been a trade target, obviously. A lot of trade chatter. Mike Silver has a new article up over at The Athletic, and Michael Silver's really, really good about getting stuff that not everybody else has, and he has been very plugged in with the Raiders. So he's got a new piece up on Max Crosby and the trade market. It's called Max Crosby is Ready to Leave Las Vegas. The sooner the Raiders accept that, the better. And that's the place that apparently the Raiders are in right now. The Raiders still I think they're coming to terms with it by reading this article from Michael Silver, but it definitely feels like the Raiders are starting to accept he's not going to turn this around. And this all came down to December 2025, John Spytek shutting Crosby down for the final 2 games of the season, and Max Crosby was furious. And Michael Silver says stormed out of the facility, relationship was damaged with the team, and the team probably didn't anticipate the collateral damage of tanking to get the number 1 pick would be sacrificing the guy in your organization for the last several years. So more buzz coming out of Indy. We heard some from Breer. Michael Silver talking about it now. Sooner rather than later, it looks like a Max Crosby trade would be on the horizon. And specifically, he says that, Michael Silver does, that half a dozen teams have already talked to the Raiders about Max Crosby. Does not identify him, but says half a dozen teams.
Is that lower than you would expect?
No, I don't think so. I think there's some teams that just know we don't have the capital, or we're not even in a position that.
Well, half the team stinks, so they wouldn't go get him anyway.
It'd be teams that are in a position to contend and feel like they have capital to do it.
Gotcha. All right, little red zone here on Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan. Second time of the day, we get to hook you up, boys and girls.
Woo!
All right, Tolos, that's right. Right now, caller number 10 at 877-881-1053 wins a pair of tickets to see the Eagles on Saturday, May 16th at Globe Life Field in Arlington. That's caller number 10 at 877-881-1053.
And more breaking news. Courtesy of Todd Archer, the CD Lamb restructure has been completed.
Oh.
So they are now cap compliant with a little bit of spending room.
All right, there we go. Here we go. Crosstalk with the KNC.